take this chance to talk to you about an update that came out for the Avkans series of cameras. Now, there's a new firmware update because they've released a new piece of software, and that is the Avkans Live. What they're doing here is giving us a multi-camera solution for live streaming and recording, and I'm always encouraged to see companies that will produce good hardware but then stick with the software and get the bugs worked out of it. The version of software that they have released came out on the 23rd of September. It's a version 1.0.0, and they actually are calling it beta in my conversations with them, even though it's in the App Store. So we're going to find in this piece of software is it's going to require you to update the firmware on your cameras in order for this to work. And when you go in to do the firmware, connect your cameras to the Avkans Live software either with Wi-Fi or with access point mode. Either one works just fine. This is actually a pretty good first attempt at multi-camera software, and I'm impressed with what they've put together. But you go in and you connect your cameras, and then in the camera settings for each camera, what you're going to do is tap on the little icon there, go into setup, and then you'll find the bottommost icon on the left hand side, and then go into camera settings. Now in that, we're going to have our camera name, and if you have named your cameras, this firmware upgrade will most likely change the name of the camera. It did on 2 of my 3 cameras. But then you see that there's a software version number, and at the very bottom there's a firmware update. You should have your firmware update available to you if you haven't already done so. Go through that process. It's not necessarily fast, it's not necessarily slow, but it will update the firmware. So long as you have an SD card in the camera. All right. So once you get back into the software after the camera has updated, what you'll want to do is go back into that same place, and if you've named your cameras, rename them. If you name your cameras for NDI like I do, go into output settings, and you will be able to rename the NDI name there as well. Great thing about the Avkans cameras is that NDI is built in. It's there by default, and that's a really good thing. So in your camera settings though, if you're going to be live streaming sports, remember to turn off your time of flight sensor. Time of flight sensor is great for this because it's going to keep the subject in focus, but when it comes to sports and it's trying to see a lot of different depth across a field, it really struggles with focus. So best thing we can do is turn that time of flight sensor off if you're streaming sports. All right, so back to the software itself. We're going to have a manual focus in addition to tap on the screen, type focus, and an autofocus. And so that's one of the things that's new in the Avkans Live software. The manual focus actually gives you a wheel, and you can push or pull on that wheel in order to find focus further or closer. All right. The auto works really well. The tap on the screen works really, really well. So whatever you choose to use there, whatever you need to have there is going to be appropriate for you and should do you a good job. All right. So you also have in this software your image adjustment settings. Standard or custom are your 2 choices. You do have a white balance setting there as well. I'm going to leave mine on automatic most of the time because most of the events that I do will change lighting drastically from the time I go live until the time it's over, as in sun is still up to sun is down. We're playing under the lights towards the end. So your style, your image adjustment settings, your customize there lets you control your contrast, your saturation, your brightness, sharpness, all the things that you're used to there. Then we have our general brightness setting next, what they want to do in a central spot, an area of the screen, or average it out all together. Then we have our SD card recording and our camera settings, and those are the icons we have on the far left hand side. Hit the home to go back into your camera view there. So in the app itself, we're going to have a preview window at top. We're going to have our camera views at the bottom, and this is still in portrait setting, portrait orientation, even though they tell me that they're working on a landscape. If you're used to doing your streams with a an iPad like I am. And I'd much rather have a landscape because it gives me so much more screen real estate to be able to see my images and know what I'm looking at on the field or in front of me. So transitions will be your first option there, and they have a nice little fade transition that I actually used at a very low transition time, very fast transition speed, I guess I should say. I used that for the football game that I did last weekend, so that was a nice little, but they have several, and you can control how long it lasts. And then we have our audio setting, which is going to give you it's going to give you each slider for each camera that is. And of course, it has the 3.5 millimeter for external microphones as well, and then you have your output slider as well, so you've got a little bit of control of that. Record button is going to let you set your recording quality, your bit rate. You even have control of the audio quality in your recording as well, and where you want it to do, and that's where you also find the previous recordings that you had. And then you've got a live button. Now, in their live button, they're saying they're showing the option of RTMP, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Unfortunately, when you tap on the YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, you recognize that you're actually still only putting the RTMP settings into that area. It's not truly logging in with your YouTube or your Facebook or your Twitch as you might expect to see those icons. Anyway, RTMP, and you can also there control your quality of the stream. You can stream up to, according to this, up to 1440. You can stream up to 1440. These are 4K cameras. Don't forget 5 times optical zoom. You can set your video bit rate as well, and you can set your audio there for live. And then there's the Go Live button at the bottom. And then in your two views here, that is, you cannot rearrange those yet. I've asked for that. That's one thing that as they ask for feedback, that's one of the things that I have asked for. Give us the ability to rearrange these camera views without having to disconnect and reconnect in a different order. Today I'm connected with Access Point, and so it tells me which camera is the Access Point camera, and that's helpful as well. Let's see. One of the things that we see coming out of this update, and one of the things that I've tried recently with several different devices, or a couple of different devices, is overlays for scoreboards. Now, you know, I used to do overlays for scoreboards exclusively in the Mevo software and in the Mevo Multicam software, and then I went to some devices that either built-in scoreboards or streamed to Sideline HD for their scoreboards. Worked great, and what showed up in the overlay section of the Avkans Live app is web overlays. You can go to a service like keepthescore.com. You can customize your scoreboard and direct the Avkans Live software to the link to the Keep the Score and do a web overlay. You can hand that to someone else. They don't even have to be on site. So long as they know what the score is, they can update the score for folks to watch. I think that's an incredible addition to this piece of software. I only find that on consoles. Is there another piece of software? I guess Top Director probably has it as well. But is there another piece of software that you use that has the web-based overlays for scoreboards? If there is, put that in the comments so that we'll know, and we can adjust that information. But I know the OpsBot Talent does. There's probably some other consoles that do as well. But that's a fantastic addition. I used that Friday night for the first half of the football game, and it was great just to be able to keep the folks updated and to do so on a separate device that I'm not having to tap through menus to try to find where to update that score while I'm still trying to run the camera. So that to me, that's a great thing that they've added here. Your other overlay options are going to be on-screen text, which is just exactly what it says. You put a background, you can set the text color, and you can put it wherever you want to. On-screen text. We have picture-in-picture, which allows us to get a view of what other camera we have. That's a nice feature that we see oftentimes. They have a time overlay. You're putting the current time. It's in military time, but you're putting the current time on your videos on your streams, and I really like that. A lot of folks asked for that from other softwares as well for a long time, and they did it. Full screen overlay. It's a transparent full screen overlay there for me for a logo I had my daughter do. There's the web-based overlay from keepthescore.com. I don't have an account yet, so they still have their address across the top. If you get an account with them, you upgrade to the paid version, then that goes away, and you just have your scoreboard. There's a lot on that scoreboard that you can do as well. You can do an image in there. There is an image. You can do countdowns with backgrounds, your own custom background with a countdown. The thing with countdowns is, though, when you do that, you're doing it in number of seconds. So you have to do the math to know how many minutes that is if you're going to do a countdown. Fully customizable there. Really nice for the overlays. So the general settings, you can see this is version 1.0.0, but the general settings is where we find the latency settings. So standard, low, ultra low, or high latency. I have it on standard right now, and that's the rundown of what the software is. Now let me tell you what my experience with how the software operates, or how successful it is. For everything you've seen here so far, it works like you think it should. Again, I'm impressed with their willingness to stick with the software so that it works well. We've seen a couple of companies come out with interesting hardware and then basically did nothing with the software after they released the first version, and that's frustrating. This one seems to be different than that. But let me tell you where the problem came in. Two things with problems with the Avkans Live software. One, it didn't take long for the audio and video to no longer be synchronized. As a matter of fact, within just maybe 10 or 15 minutes of live streaming this football game, I realized and began getting feedback from the chat that our audio and video was not synced up. As in, I was calling the play previous to what was actually on the screen. So what I was calling out as to what happened, they watched happen a play before, and they were watching something else by the time they heard me say that. So audio and video sync, I have given that feedback to the company, and they are working on that. That should not be a difficult fix. We've seen other companies have to deal with the same thing, and so I don't think that'll be a long-term problem for us. But the other thing is that even though I was running my Starlink for internet access and am remarkably confident in what that gives me, it struggled to keep from buffering and actually just skipping ahead in time, so to speak. So I would not see that reported as I was monitoring the view that was in front of me, but what I did see was on the stream, and it was a struggle. The folks were telling me it's lagging. I see it catch up and it's not on the play, and so there's some issue there with the live streaming. It's unique to the software, though. I went ahead and shut the Avkans Live software down at halftime and switched over to using the same cameras, a pair of Avkan Go's, but run on NDI into the Mevo Multicam software. We had none of those issues, and so it tells me same setup, same night, same everything. To have the problem out of Avkans Live and not have the problem out of Mevo Multicam software, it's going to be a software issue. So they're working on that. I hope they get it fixed back up. And now finally, let me tell you how I streamed that live stream. How I followed the action in that live stream, I should say. So what I did on this one was like what I've been doing with my away game setups: single tripod video head and manually pan up and down the field, but with two cameras. And I kind of liked it. I may have found a sweet spot here. If I'm running the two cameras, one zoomed in to its 5x optical zoom, I'm not losing any clarity at all. The other one zoomed out to get the field from sideline to sideline as I'm at the 50 in the press box. I want to catch this sideline and that sideline. and that gives me a lot of play up and down the field. That's my zoomed out view. My zoomed in view gives me the huddle, a little bit more than the huddle, so that I've got a much better picture of those players that are on the screen. And then just being able to tap back and forth and pan with my video tripod, it worked out really, really well. I was enjoying that live stream experience. Even while I was doing public address announcing for the game, it was not too much for me to focus on giving the audience a different view every so often. I had that scoreboard from keepthescore.com up and was able to pan up and down the field. Anytime it looked like there was going to be a pass, if the snap happened, they dropped back to pass, I would switch to the wider view so I could catch the pass, because if I stayed on the narrow view, it's just hard to. If they ran, I could follow it with the narrower view, zoomed in view, and it worked great. So Avkans Go, Avkans Live is their new multicam software, and it's going to be making progress. I'll be giving you the progress updates, but if that's something you want to try out as well, and you've got the Avkans cameras already, jump into the App Store and download that version and see what it does for you.